Got human.
Huh? Was my not-so-intelligent reply as my brain stumbled over those two unexpected words. I looked my potential customer over. 5 eyes stared steadily back, and something I might charitably describe as a tongue flicked the edges of its sawtooth mouth. A Versilian. Hadn't had one of those in my shop before.
Got human.
It rasped once more, leaning forward over the butcher's block. I'd heard about this. Rumors, gossip, jokes that weren't quite funny enough to be jokes. Technically, as members of the council, we were off the menu. However, I've been on the space station long enough to realize that technically just nudges up the rarity value. All of my meats were incredibly expensive already, of course. The price of getting them there meant that my sausage really was worth its weight in gold. How much would a pound of human flesh cost? Or rather, how much could I charge for it? I wondered if my reptilian client realized that I was human. And if it didn't. Not now, I wagered. But I can get some. The creature bared its teeth, all 3 rows, and I resisted the urge to take a sudden step back. Heck, I resisted the urge to run screaming from my butcher's boutique and hitch a lift on the first freighter headed vaguely soulwards. Come back in 2 T's, I managed, referring to the station's orbital period. After it had left, I closed up shop and entered the deep freeze thoughtfully. What would be most human-like? Big, perhaps, but how to get it the right shape? The sad truth was that, despite the astronomical prices I could charge as the only purveyor of Earth meats this side of the spiral arm, I was still having difficulty paying the space station's exorbitant rent. I could ill afford to turn down any business that came my way. Any business at all. And really, a hankering for alien flesh was completely natural for any inquisitive, wealthy carnivore. The fact that alien in this case happened to be human? Well, so what? The first thing you had to do when you opened for business on a space station serving 34 different species, each with their own customs, rules, and dietary taboos, was to leave your Earth-based morality the other side of the airlock. At least if you wanted to make a profit. Anyway, 2 T's later, I looked up, startled as the Versilian re-entered through the frontage of the shop. A necessity if you're not sure what size and shape your customer might be. I swore and panic hit the privacy button, and the sounds and colors of them all faded behind a shimmering waterfall of liquid silver. It had been a long day. Too much time to think, to daydream. Somehow, when the one customer I was actually expecting returned, I felt less ready. I cleared my throat and lifted a parcel of brown paper onto the countertop, untying the string to reveal the tattooed limb within. A prime cut, sir, I said, as the Versilian repeated its terrifying display of teeth and extended a claw, a black extremity, towards mine. I gripped the extended claw to shake on the deal as another claw latched firmly onto my upper arm.
Not human.
The Versilian rasped once more as a third claw shot forward, holding what looked like a chunky pen.
This human,
it said as a forearm, my forearm, neatly severed at the elbow, dropped onto the counter below. A puff of smoke from the instantaneously cauterized wound. I started and fell back as the claws released me, crumpled to the ground, the tunnel vision and blaring sounds warning me of an imminent blackout. In the end, I didn't faint, but it was touch and go for a while, and I didn't notice much as the Versilian busied itself with its purchase and left. The carefully wrapped horse meat in a pig's belly with tattooed skin left on the countertop where it had laid before. So it wasn't until a bit later, a quart of medicinal alcohol later, that I noticed that the alien had waved its charge card over my till. And I had to read the numbers twice, the zeros, in order to figure out just how much had been deposited. Enough anyway for this state-of-the-art replacement. And a round trip home. Nominally, so I can recover, but I'm not going to pass up this opportunity to replenish my supplies. Which is why I'm here tonight. Let's get the legalities out of the way first, shall we? All right. As applicants to the council, it is illegal to kill or maim a human for the purposes of eating him. But it is not illegal to eat human flesh. If it is given voluntarily, for example. And I can afford to pay handsomely, very handsomely indeed, for any volunteers among you. That Versilian was at the vanguard of a once-in-a-millennium migration for its kind, all passing through the space station within the next 5 years. I intend to send them all on their way, happy, well-fed, and with their purses a good deal lighter. So, in exchange for all medical bills, a state-of-the-art replica, and a cool $1 million. Come on, people! I really want to see you raise your arm. You'll be sorry. Cheers. Thank you.